everyone. Welcome to the Pip and Pin Podcast. My name is Megan Nodecker, and I'm a knitwear designer from Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. And this is episode 21. It is August 3rd, and it is finally not smoking hot. It's been a really long time since I've podcasted. I meant to do it last week, but it was like 33, 35 degrees Celsius here. And that's just too hot to talk about knitting. It was way too hot. We finally got our little window shaker AC set up, which I wouldn't have been able to podcast with that on anyways because it's so friggin' loud. Like, I can't even have my window open because we're right by a busy road and all this stuff. So it's finally cooled down enough that I can actually podcast. Before that, we were on vacation in Peachland. My brother and sister and I and all our families, we went. My dad rented us a house to hang out at. My grandpa lives up in Peachland, and his house was just too small for all of us now, so we rented another house nearby so that we could all be there together, and that was really fun. And one of the days was this huge, crazy thunderstorm, and we actually took some really awesome photography for some new patterns that are coming up during it, but the aftermath was raging forest fires. So that was kind of one of those things where it's really awful and not great for anyone, but really powerful to see. Like, if we're from where we were, from our house, like our balcony, we could see the whole mountain on fire on this side of us, and then on this side of us was another whole mountain, just walls of fire. Like, it was pretty intense. They had to shut down the highway. Luckily, we were on, because through the Okanagan on that little stretch, it kind of goes, there's one highway, and we were on they had to shut down the highway between Summerland and Peachland, and to get home, you go to West Bank, which is one town just this way a little bit. So luckily, we were able to get out and around and back out easily. They were eventually letting people through, but like one lane at a time, police escort. Like, it was pretty nuts. I've never really been that close to a forest fire before. It was it was weird going to sleep and like looking out my window and seeing fire. Like, that was just super strange. Is it gonna be there in the morning? I don't know. So that's what I've been doing the past couple weeks. I'm sure there's been more stuff. Summer is always super busy. Oh yeah. Katie, the other half of Pip and Pin, has also moved out of her house in Vancouver. And so we helped with that, and spent a day getting all their stuff out, and they actually moved. Katie and her two sons moved to my mom's house, which is about 10 minutes away, which is really nice, or my mom's condo, because she is somewhere else right now, and en route to Hawaii. So Katie will be here with the boys for a month, and her husband is going to Hawaii on Monday. So in a couple days he's leaving, and then Katie will leave a couple weeks after that, and then they're going to be living in Hawaii. But she will be here for Knit City. She is coming back for Knit City, so that'll be pretty nice. Aside from that, summer, hot, what? I have a knit along that's happening. It's been happening since January. I feel like it's still going, and there's still people entering, but it's kind of hit the summer, the slump, the midway slump. It is my Pip and Pin knit along, and it's going on Instagram. Basically, you post a photo and use the hashtag Pippin Pin KAL 18. And then that's your entry for the prize. And then there's been monthly prizes. And at the end of the year, there's going to be a big grand prize. I picked out the prizes for June. And I told you about them last time. I haven't picked the winners yet. And then I will have to find a prize and pick the winners for July as well, because it's August already. Oops. So that'll all be done. I'll just do that on Instagram. Hopefully this weekend I will find some time to find a couple winners and maybe head out to a little yarn store or something to pick up some prizes for July, and probably I should do August right away too. I do feel like this is going to be a little bit of a longer episode. I have some finished things to show you. I have some works in progress to show you. And I have two new kind of sections that I wanted to add. Segments. Two new segments that I want to add to the podcast. One is, because there's finished objects, of course, and works in progress, of course. And I also wanted to add, what did I call them here? Designer life. And basically in that, I want to talk a little bit more about design things that are going on, because I'm a designer, and I think that might be interesting to some people. Either you're a designer yourself or wanting to become a designer. So I think I want to take a little bit of time out each podcast to talk about either specific topics. So if you have a topic that you would like to know or have any questions that you would like answered, you can ask them in the comments and I'll write them down and get to them. I might also talk about just the different things that I'm working on in that aspect of my knitting, because I do have personal knitting and I have design knitting, and I've kind of been smooshing them together, and I think I will still do that, but I think I'll also take a little bit of time out to just talk about design stuff. We'll see how it goes. I also wanted to start a segment called Fun New Things, because I've been noticing a lot of really awesome things starting in the knitting community, and I wanted to share them. So I have a couple new things that have popped up recently that I thought, I want to tell people about these things. So first, though, I think we should always start with finished objects, because that's my favorite. That's exciting. Finishing things. That's always very exciting. I actually have four. Well, like three and a bit. The first ones are back here, and these are some knitting things that I did. I got the idea when I was in Peachland. I went out to Art of Yarn in Kelowna, which was about half an hour away or something. And while I was in the store, I saw these yarns, and I just had an idea for something that I wanted to do. My sister and brother and I all recently got tarot decks. So we're kind of learning a little bit about that, and I wanted something to, I wanted to make pouches for all of us, because Katie and Chris's birthdays are in August, so I wanted to make some special little things to put our tarot cards in. So when I was at the store, I found Katie's yarn right away. Like, it just, I saw it and I thought of her, and I was like, okay, this is Katie. And then pretty much right beside it, it was like, oh, and here's Chris's yarn. Like, this is him. This is what I'm going to make his out of. And then I didn't find anything there for myself. I found some yarn for like another thing, but not for what I wanted this for. So I made myself a pouch, but I'm probably going to make another one. So I'll just show you them. So this one is Katie's. And this is not a pattern. It's just a little thing that I made. I did write down what I did. So if you want the instructions, I will give them to you. I just did it on size US 0 needles, sock yarn. There's a little like flat bottom thing so the cards fit in perfectly. And then just some casing at the top in reverse stockinette and some little ties. And so this one is Katie's, and this is Hedgehog Fibers sock yarn in the Crybaby colorway, and these are just 100% like instant Katie. So, oh yeah, Katie actually got us all some little crystals things. So I made some extra room on top to put those on. So that one's Katie's. And this one is mine. And this yarn is Plucky Knitter Primo Fingering. And that's 75% merino, 20% cashmere, and 5% nylon. And this is the Fantouche colorway. It's kind of a pink, like a muted pink with black and gray speckles. Like, it's really pretty, and I really love the yarn. It's just not exact. Like, this is just something that I've had in my stash for a long time, and I wanted one too. So I took this out of my stash and made it, but it's not exactly what I wanted. So I did actually this morning in a bout of, oh, the Instagram, that looks pretty. I did buy 2 skeins from Woolberry, actually, and they may have ended up being 2 of the most expensive skeins of yarn that I've ever bought. But what do you do? So I think one of those I will make another pouch out of. And then this is Chris's. And this is Hedgehog Fibers again, sock yarn in Boombox. And yeah, these are just Chris all the way. Super bright, black, neons, like, yeah, that's him. So for this one, all I have to do is just sew the casing down and then put the ties in, and then it's all done. Yeah, and I still have, like, these are the 2 hedgehog ones. And I still have so much yarn left, so I could make like socks or something cool with them. So that's also very exciting. This is my first time working with hedgehog fibers, and I only read about this or heard about this after, about it being kind of splitty, and it is, but that didn't really bother me. I didn't find it too hard to work with or anything. I really like the fabric that it does. It's the sock yarn is 90% wool and 10% nylon, and I really like that. It's, I don't know, it feels sturdy. I don't know. So those are my 3 little tarot pouches that are mostly finished. The next finished object that I have is something that I busted out super fast because I wanted it done before we went to Peachland so that we could take pictures of it in Peachland. So this is, it doesn't have a name yet, but it is the sister sweater to the Lilium tee that I'm releasing very shortly. This is made out of Ancient Art Yarns. Ancient Art Yarns. What do they call it? Nettle Soft DK. And it's 68% superwash fine merino and 32% nettle, which is super cool. I've never worked with anything really like it. It's very drapey. It's very light. Like, I think this is going to be a really great sweater for fall. And this is the Roaring 20s colorway. I actually had an extra skein, so I'll show that to you. It's beautiful, beautiful yarn. It's kind of gray, blue, purple. I don't know what it's showing up. It's showing up a little bit blue, but sometimes it looks purple. Sometimes it just looks straight gray. And this is a new sweater that's I'll probably be starting testing soon. I have to finalize a couple things with the pattern first. But same idea as the Lilium, except in a DK sweater form instead of a fingering tee form. So I'm really excited about this one and the photos that we got. Maybe I'll pop a couple in here, but we walked down to the beach during the thunderstorm, just as it kind of started, and the house we were staying at was about maybe like a 5-minute walk from the beach. So we walked down to the beach with the kids. Luckily, Peter was there, Katie's husband, because he was child wrangling for us. We get down there and it's super windy, and then it starts to rain, and we're like, well, let's just get them done. Like, so we wanted to do photos of Lilium and this one at the same time because they go together. They're both ancient arts. They both have the similar yoke, and they're sister sweaters. So we went down there and just about got blown away. Then it started thundering and lightning and pouring rain. And the photos that we got are beautiful. Like, they just, I don't know, thunderstorms are kind of my favorite thing, and I think it really shows in the photos how excited I am about, and just how much I just love life, like, during a thunderstorm. And then we got to walk home with 2 toddlers and a 3-month-old in the pouring rain. Luckily we had a wagon, so that was good. All right, so now we are on to works in progress. Now, I actually have quite a few works in progress on the needles right now, which is very strange for me. Usually I only work on 3 or 4 things. 4 things, like, maximum. That's my all-time limit. Usually it's around 2 or 3. Sorry, George is playing with blocks in the next room. Usually it's only about 2 or 3, but I have lots on the needles right now. I'm only going to show you what I've actively been working on. Some of them are new, some of them are a little bit older, but there are things like my Deschênes that I just haven't been working on at all, so I'm not going to share it until I kind of lost steam on that one, but I'll share it when there's something to share. So the first one is a new cast on that I did, and it is living in my project bag that I made. I made these for Knit City last year, and I actually still have some of them left. So I don't know what ones exactly I have. I know I had four different kinds, but they'll be at Knit City again. I don't think I'll make any more, but they will be there. The extra ones, the ones that I decide I don't want to keep. Maybe I'll keep one of each. Anyways. What I've been working on are just a pair of vanilla socks. These guys here. These are 64 stitches on US 0. I think that's a 2mm needle. The yarn is Knitting It Up on the Hampton base, and it is the Castle Byers colorway. And this is an 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. This is something that I picked up. Here, I'll give you a little closer look here. It's a beautiful, beautiful tonal gray, just like a medium gray, with teeny tiny pops of like bright green and rust orange and red and a little bit of brown, like just very, very tiny little pops of color in there. But man, gray socks are boring. I just have to say. I know that I'm going to wear them a lot because I like wearing neutral socks, but these have been, I cast these on for when I was on vacation because I needed socks to knit while I was on vacation, and the other ones I was working on I was over them. I think I just took them out because I don't think I'm ever going to finish them, but I needed something. I needed some socks to knit while I was socializing, and picked this colorway. And this is actually yarn that I got from someone's D-stash. I can't remember who it was. But they were doing they had a D-stash Instagram account, and I picked this up and another skein. And I think they were both like club colorways, and from Stranger Things, Castle Byers, Stranger Things. So yeah, they're just a 64 vanilla sock. I think going forward, I think this might be my last pair of pure vanilla socks. Every time I make vanilla socks, I really like knitting them and I really like doing them, but they don't fit me very well. There's just not quite enough stretch in them. I have very like high arches, so where the heel is, it needs lots of room. So I've nixed Afterthought heels for a while. This is a heel flap and gusset, and I've done like a, I don't know, I just made up this weird ribbed heel flap because I couldn't think of what else to do. So I'm strictly doing heel flap and gusset, and I think from now on I'm just going to be doing ribbed, or like the blueberry waffle socks that I did. Fit me really nicely. Something with just a little more give than plain stockinette. This is just about ready for a toe, I think. So we'll see how long that takes me. My walking socks, you know. Park knitting. I need to enroll Georgia in swimming lessons again so that I can have some dedicated knitting time. The next thing that I've been working on quite a bit, even though it might not show much progress, is also gray. And this is Living. First, I'll show you the bag that it's in, because this is actually my most favorite bag, and all summer, whatever project I'm working on, it's just been switched into this bag constantly. So this is from Uli. So her shop is The Knitter's Nook, and that is her Etsy shop where she has all of her bags, and she also does progress keepers and cool little things. This is her camping bag. I think she might even have one. I know she found some more of this fabric, so I think she might even have one of these in her shop right now. And she is Creations by Uli on Instagram. And living in this beautiful bag is my Harvey pullover. Is this guy here, and right now it's just looking like a big tube, but I'm just about ready to start the top portion of it. This is the Harvey pullover by Hannah Baker, and it's from Interweave Knit 2016, fall 2016, and it was on the cover. It was just one of those sweaters, you know, when you see it and you love it and you're like, I'm gonna knit that one day. That's the reason I bought the magazine back in 2016, was because I wanted to make this sweater, and I finally started it. And I can already tell this is going to be a staple for sure. This is going to be it's going to be oversized and so soft. I'm using the fiber company Cumbria in Scaffold Pike, and it's just beautiful. I need to get some more of it because I don't have enough to finish, but I can do that some other time. And so on the front here is a honeycomb brioche, and then on the back is stockinette, and then it's going to have just a crew neck collar and drop sleeves. So quite a simple knit. It's been really easy to just pick up and start doing, except I would have been much further along by now, but I do this thing where I think that I am hot stuff and can memorize knitting patterns in no time flat. And so even after I put this down for probably a month or so, I thought, I know the honeycomb brioche pattern. I don't need to look at the pattern. And so while I was camping, because we went to Peachland. Oh yeah, we went to Peachland, and then right after that we went camping. While we were camping, this is what I worked on. And I messed up so many times, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing. I probably ripped out like 4 or 5 times. And I was like, oh, maybe I should read the instructions, because I was doing like a 2-row repeat, and it's actually a 4-row repeat, and I was doing all this weird stuff that I shouldn't have been doing. And then last night, as I pick it up to work on it, I noticed that probably right where the progress keeper here is, so about 2 inches from where I was, more, it was probably more like 3, there was something up. There was an extra like knit row or something in this honeycomb, and it's one of those things where you probably wouldn't have been able to tell, like nobody else would have noticed, but I would have noticed, and I feel like it would have bugged me. So I had to rip it back. Everything that I did while I was away, which, I mean, it was only 3 inches. It doesn't take very long to do, but it actually took me a really long to do because I already screwed up so many times. So I ripped it out again and redid it last night, and now everything is looking just peachy. Aside from, because this yarn has already been knit, you can definitely tell where it was all nice and caked, and then now where I'm reusing the yarn that I frogged with. But that's okay. That'll block out. Also, this is the yarn. This sweater, I don't know, man. Like, I bought this yarn when I was on my honeymoon in Philadelphia visiting my mom, and I bought 5 skeins of it or something. This was kind of before I knew how I wear my sweaters. I like to wear them oversized. 5 skeins, probably wasn't even going to cut it to begin with. I should have gotten at least 6 right off the bat. But anyways, I only got 5. Later on, I ended up using one of them for swatching and stuff for magazine submissions. And then I go to, where did I go? I don't remember where I was, but somewhere I saw, oh, they have some Fiber Company Cumbria in the color that I need. I'll just pick up another couple skeins and then I'll be good to go. When I start winding the yarn for this project, I realized that, oh, Cumbria comes in DK and it comes in fingering. And there's a tiny little thing on the label that says fingering. So I ended up with 4 skeins of DK, 2 skeins of fingering. So now I still need a couple extra skeins. And then last time I was camping, I brought this project to work on, and I'm talking about my sweater. Do you want to come and talk to me? I'm going to talk about the mouse that ate my yarn. Here comes it.
Hey, Tama. Hi, Tama.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
All right, so when the first time we went camping this year, we went up to Blue Lake, and I brought this.
We did.
We did, yes. I brought this project to work on while we were up there, and
just in case you wanted to knit.
Yeah, just in case I wanted to knit. I mean, who doesn't love knitting when you're camping?
Yeah. So silly.
So silly.
If you want knit.
So I, at night...
have blades.
You do. Okay, let me finish my story, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So at night, I decided to put it... It was in my project bag, but I don't think it was zipped up. And it was just on the front seat of my car. And so I go there in the morning, and one of the skeins is just ripped to shreds. Like, something had been in there gnawing at it and like ripping it apart, using it for its nest. And there's, yeah, sure enough, in there's little mouse poops. And so one skein was toast. Luckily it wasn't the sweater. Luckily it was just the skein of yarn. And I don't know, I'm so thrifty. I couldn't bring myself to throw it away. So I did end up winding it, which took about 2 hours, I'd say.
I bet it did.
It did. We were watching a movie. I think we were watching Ghostbusters. And yeah, it took a really long time. And like, I should have taken pictures. There was yarn flying everywhere. I put it on my umbrella Swift, and like, it was crazy. Just super crazy. But anyways, I did have to throw some of it away because the pieces were just too small to be usable, but I think I got some nice, good chunks. I haven't started working with that skein yet, so we'll see how I feel about it when it's time to actually knit with it. I'll probably just do Russian joins or something when I join them, and then I don't have so many ends to weave in. But that is... yeah, that's my Harvey pullover. I'm really excited about it. I really want to, I think it's...
Can I count on the trolley later?
Sure. I think I'm going to wear it a ton this winter. What story do you want to share?
I'll say it to all of us.
Okay.
So, guys, I have a story that you have to listen to. But it's a very cool one. But it is about the same town that my mom did. But this is the time. So, it was when my mom was driving the Jeep. But her yarn was in the car, but the zipper would show that time instead. So, and there's rats and mouses in there, but they didn't poop on it.
They didn't poop on it this time?
Because the zipper would show.
Oh, because the zipper was closed. That's right.
I have a different one, though.
Okay, one more quick one, and then I'm going to finish it.
No, I have to do it as big as I have to.
Okay.
I have to try it all over again.
No, you don't.
What can I do?
Okay, I'm going to finish up, okay?
No!
Yeah, I have a couple more things I want to talk about. So, there was one other thing that I was working on, but I have a feeling that one's going to be in and out maybe for the rest of it. So, and it's a present for her. It's the granny stripe blanket. I've shown it before. I've just been working on it slowly. So it's one of those things I will show when I get the chance. And that is it for finished objects and works in progress. Again, yeah, I had other things that I could show you, but I haven't been working on them anyway, so there's not really a point. I can show you this awesome mug. My catstronaut. My warmed up coffee from this morning. So on to my new sections. I hope you guys like them. Tell me what you think of them. Tell me what they could use. I don't know. The first one is designer life. And today I'm just going to be talking about what Katie and I have been working on, because we've actually been doing a ton in the last little while and some very exciting things are happening. So I just want to spend a minute and talk about that and what you can expect coming up. So yesterday, Thursday, Katie sent our books to the printer. So they're all proofread and finalized and good to go, and they're off. They are getting we're getting the proofs in about a week or two, and we're gonna go over them one more time, and then hopefully they're good and we don't have to change too much, and then they're gonna be books, and that is scary and exciting, and yeah, because it's a lot. It is kind of nice knowing that because we kind of used the Kickstarter as a pre-sale a bit, and it is nice knowing that like some of them are going out right away, you know, so we won't you know, it's not like nobody's gonna buy them because people have already bought them. But it's still nerve-wracking. Like it's crazy working so hard on something and then kind of coming to the end of it, and it's like, oh, like we've been working since last year already on this, so pretty much almost a full year we've been thinking about this and doing it, and now it's coming to the end, and it's pretty crazy. It's yeah, and every time I look at the PDFs, I see something that like some tiny little thing that needs to be changed, and I know that we're not going to catch everything. I mean, it's been tech edited. It's been proofread by myself and my mom and Katie and Susan, and like we've had so many people, and Heather, like so many people have looked over this book and we're not going to be able to catch everything. But that's okay. I think maybe we did. Who knows? Maybe it'll just be perfect. That would be amazing. But I totally did just revamp our website to include an errata section. So I'm just hoping I don't actually have to add anything to it. Aside from those books, I mean, we're planning to release them for Knit City, so maybe just before, probably in the next couple weeks, we'll be opening pre-sale orders up on our website. Yeah, pretty cool. Also, what we've been working on is I already showed you the unnamed sweater, which if you have any name suggestions for, that would be appreciated. The sister sweater to it is this one here, which is Lilium, and that is Lily. That's the Latin name for lily. So something floral themed would be preferred, something that would tie in nicely. And that one I actually filmed earlier today. I filmed a bunch of tutorials for. So because it has some lots of things in it actually that I feel like people might need a hand with. I mean, there are lots of different techniques that you may not have come across before. There's a folded hem, and there's a welt, and there are these increases that I kind of just made up. So there's lots of different things I figured I'm just going to start making video tutorials for. So those will be uploaded here as well. I think I'll have their own little section. And then I also updated the website for, and now there's a tutorial page there as well. So I did my Afterthought Everything sock tutorial is on there, as well as the little knot stitch tutorial that I did. So that's kind of what's been going on recently for the unnamed sweater. I still have I feel like there was some weird math things going on that I kind of just walked away from. So I have to revisit that. I always do this, I'm like, oh, I'm going to bring my computer and I'm going to, do all the book proofreads and I'm going to do this and that while I'm on vacation. No, I did the absolute bare necessity of work and that was pretty much it. So I really have to catch up on this pattern. I would like to have that released for September because it's a nice sweater pattern. And I think the plan was, don't quote me on this, but I think we might be doing a knit along with Ancient Arts, and 6 and 7 Fiber is going to have kits for Lilium in her Etsy shop. So I'll post more about that when the pattern's actually released and things have happened and things are going. But that's kind of what's in the works. What is in the works for right now. And then fun new things are happening. There's 2 things that I want to talk about. And if there's anything that you think that I should know about, let me know and I'll check it out and add it to this cool section. The first one is brand new. It actually launched on August 1st, and it is a new website called knittingpatternadaday.com. And it was started by Andy Satterland. And Satterland was one of those designers that actually inspired me to become a designer. So that was really cool. She sent me an email telling me about her new website that she started. And it is a knitting pattern a day, just as the name suggests. And basically a little short overview of, here's a picture, here's a little bit about the design, the basics of it, the ideas behind it. One a day of a pattern that's been released in the past month. So I think kind of the idea behind it is from what I got from it, this is my take on it. I don't think Andy has anything to do with what I'm saying right now. But my take on it is Ravelry is a really great place. Instagram is a really great place. But when things get popular on Instagram and Ravelry, they kind of tend to overshadow other things, which isn't a bad thing. Like there are some beautiful designs that I 100% I understand why they're so popular. They're gorgeous. But there are tons of other things out there too. So I think to me, the idea behind this website was to showcase some of these newer things that may not be from, the big five. So when I release Lilium, I'm sure that I'm gonna send the info along to that. But it's very clean. It's very like, it's one of those websites you sign up for the email and you take a peek at it every day and just see something cool and neat and that you may not have come across otherwise. Excuse me. Sorry, George is playing with her toys in there. She's so funny. The second fun new thing is a new podcast. And this was started by my friend Jade, who is Stitch Mischief. And you can find it under Stitch Mischief on YouTube. She just did her very first episode about a week ago or something, and she's adorable. And I think I just wanted to tell everyone about it because I think you should go and check her out and subscribe, because I'm sure she's going to come up with some really, really cute, nice content. Her way of working with color is something that I envy. She's a very, very colorful person, and she is very good at putting colors together. She's a quilter, a knitter, she dyes yarn, and she homeschools 3 kids. Like that blows my mind. What her days must look like, I don't know. She's very inspirational to me, that's for sure. And if you find her on Instagram as Stitch Mischief, you can see and she also makes project bags and just coming in Knit City. You can see the kind of work that she does and the skill that it takes. I mean, my little sock bags are absolutely nothing compared to what she's doing. And that's it. That is the end for today. I hope this setup works well. It's looking good from what I can see over here. That's always the struggle for me, is trying to get everything to work nicely and be easy. I have not found the solution yet. I'm just not happy with how my webcam was working out. So we'll try this. That's it for today. Hopefully I'll be back in 2 weeks, but it's summertime, so I don't know. I don't know. Georgia's going to preschool in September, so I know that I'll have a lot more time, dedicated working time, which will be pretty amazing. Maybe I'll even do it, set it up at my mom's house or something. Who knows? But anyways, thank you so much for joining me. If you are a new subscriber, or a new viewer, I really appreciate you coming and checking me out. And if you are a returning viewer, big thank you, and thank you for coming back. And I will see you soon. Bye.